In a world where 80% of wealth is lost by the second generation and 90% by the third, how do some families manage to keep their fortunes alive for centuries? It's not just luck. There's a secret playbook the ultra-wealthy follow to ensure their riches endure, generation after generation. For instance, did you know the Walton family, the founders of Walmart, still controls a $200 billion empire, despite having distributed their wealth across multiple heirs? Or that the Rothschild family, despite being in banking for over 200 years, has built wealth through strategic investments that transcend time? These families aren't just lucky, they're experts in wealth preservation. In this video, we'll uncover the strategies, mindsets, and little-known facts that help the richest families protect and grow their wealth. From unconventional investments to secretive educational systems for heirs, these tactics are far from ordinary. Stay tuned as we dive deep into how the wealthiest families secure their fortunes and ensure they last for generations to come. Chapter 1. The Blueprint of Legacy. How the wealthy lay the foundation. Wealthy families know that building a fortune doesn't happen overnight. It's about laying a solid foundation from day one. One of the first strategies they use is to focus on long-term vision. They think in terms of decades, not just years. Take the Rothschild family, for example. They established their banking empire in the late 1700s and focused on passing down wealth through generations. The key to their success was strategic investments. Instead of quick gains, they chose assets that appreciated over time, like land and businesses. Today, the Rothschilds still manage significant wealth, even though they no longer run the banking business. The lesson? Wealth isn't just about making money, it's about making smart, long-term investments that grow with time. Another key strategy is family trust structures. Wealthy families often set up trust funds that protect their fortune from taxes and legal challenges. A trust can be a shield against creditors, ensuring that the family's wealth stays intact. In fact, 70% of families with over $50 million use a trust structure to preserve their wealth. In addition, many wealthy families make it a priority to educate the next generation. This isn't just about business skills. It's about passing down values of responsibility, discipline, and patience. This mindset is often instilled through family traditions, like gathering for yearly meetings to discuss financial strategies. Chapter 2. The Circle of Influence. Networks that build and protect wealth. The rich know that money isn't the only thing that counts. Connections are just as important. The most successful families rely on powerful networks to both grow and protect their wealth. These networks include other wealthy families, business partners, and experts in law and finance. Take the Walton family, the founders of Walmart. The Waltons are known for surrounding themselves with trusted advisors and maintaining a tight-knit circle of influential people. This network provides them with opportunities that others don't have access to. A recent study shows that 85% of millionaires attribute a significant portion of their success to their connections. Wealthy families also understand the power of influence in business. They often invest in exclusive groups like private clubs or industry boards, where decisions are made behind closed doors. These memberships give them early access to information and business opportunities. They don't just follow trends, they create them. Even when things go wrong, these networks act as a safety net. A family can rely on their advisors during tough economic times, ensuring that they stay afloat. A strong network is also crucial in times of transition, like succession planning. Wealthy families have a smooth handoff because they rely on a network of professionals to guide them through it. Chapter 3. Breaking the Mold. Unconventional Paths to Preserving Wealth. While most people focus on traditional investments, wealthy families think outside the box. They often turn to unconventional assets to preserve and grow their wealth. For example, fine art, rare wine, and collectibles have long been favorite investments for the rich. These assets don't follow the ups and downs of the stock market. A study by Deloitte found that 29% of ultra-high net worth individuals invest in art. It's not just about owning expensive pieces. These items hold their value and sometimes even appreciate more than stocks. Art, for instance, has increased in value by 5–7% annually over the past 20 years, according to the ARK Price database. Another unusual investment strategy is the use of offshore assets. Wealthy families often move their money to countries with lower taxes or stronger privacy laws. Countries like Switzerland, Luxembourg, and the Cayman Islands are known for being safe havens for wealthy families who want to protect their fortune. Beyond physical assets, intellectual property is becoming an increasingly valuable asset. Patents, trademarks, and copyrights can create ongoing revenue streams. The Koch family, for example, has amassed significant wealth through intellectual property in the chemical industry. As industries change, they continually adapt, ensuring that their wealth stays relevant. If you're enjoying these insights, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more strategies from the world's wealthiest families. Chapter 4. Teaching Legacy. How wealthy families instill financial wisdom. Wealthy families don't leave their fortune to chance. They make it a point to teach their children and grandchildren about money from a young age. The education isn't just about accumulating wealth, it's about managing it responsibly. In fact, many wealthy families spend years creating a curriculum that covers everything from financial literacy to understanding the family's unique legacy. The DuPont family, one of the oldest and wealthiest in the U.S., has been teaching their heirs about wealth for generations. Each member is given the opportunity to learn business, economics, and family values before they inherit any significant fortune. This ensures that the legacy continues. An interesting fact is that many wealthy families don't simply hand over their wealth when the children come of age. Instead, they use a progressive system, where heirs must meet specific milestones before gaining control of larger portions of the fortune. This approach ensures that the family wealth is handled wisely. To further protect their wealth, many families teach their children to avoid the temptation of instant gratification. They instill a mindset of delayed gratification, which is crucial for long-term wealth accumulation. Studies show that people who practice delayed gratification are more likely to build lasting wealth. Chapter 5. The Silent Force. Mindsets that shield and multiply fortune. Behind the wealth, there's a silent force, the mindset that drives decisions. Wealthy families have developed mental models that help them make smart choices. One such mindset is growth over comfort. Wealthy families are constantly looking for ways to expand their wealth, even if it means taking calculated risks. One of the guiding principles for the rich is long-term thinking. The Koch family, for example, has built a multi-billion-dollar empire by focusing on long-term growth. They avoid short-term distractions and make decisions based on what will be most beneficial in 10 or 20 years. It's a mindset that allows them to navigate market volatility with calm. Another common trait among wealthy families is resilience. When faced with setbacks, they don't panic. Instead, they see challenges as opportunities. The secret here is a growth mindset, seeing failure as a learning experience rather than a reason to give up. This mindset isn't limited to business decisions. Wealthy families also have a strong belief in personal development. They continuously read, learn, and adapt. In fact, many of the world's richest families have a personal library of books and resources that help them stay ahead of the curve. Chapter 6. Generational Resilience. How the wealthy navigate crisis and come out stronger. Wealthy families don't just survive crises, they thrive in them. When a market crashes or a recession hits, these families are already prepared. One reason is that they often keep a portion of their wealth in liquid assets, which allows them to weather financial storms without being forced to sell off investments. Take the Rockefeller family, for instance. During the Great Depression, many businesses collapsed, but the Rockefellers held onto their fortune. By maintaining liquidity and avoiding panic selling, they came out of the crisis even stronger. One unique strategy used by the wealthy is crisis diversification. They don't put all their eggs in one basket. For example, during times of economic instability, they often increase their investments in tangible assets like gold, real estate, or agricultural land. Another lesson in resilience is the ability to adapt to changing times. When industries shift, wealthy families know how to pivot. The Walton family, after dominating retail with Walmart, began investing in e-commerce through their company's holding group, Walton Enterprises. Lastly, wealthy families understand that time is an ally in a crisis. They don't rush to make decisions. Instead, they analyze the situation, consult with experts, and adjust their strategy as needed. This patience often helps them make smarter decisions and come out of difficult times with a stronger financial position. If you want more powerful wealth-building tips and strategies from the world's richest families, hit the subscribe button now and turn on notifications.